Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Gemini collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Geminis in early December? It's a lovely time of year. We're on the back end of 2025. What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini. Please, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this first card out. There we go. Nice and quick. All right, so talk about nice and quick. This energy is on the go. I always say when it shows up, it reminds me of the chariot. And you could see by the symbolism, they're just like, all right, we're going, we're moving, we're making it happen. So I like that the energy is moving. It doesn't feel stagnant here. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this. So if you look at the images here, we have this lovely lady, looks like she has a pilot's helmet, an old school antique on. We got the boat that's flying in that direction. We got the birds. We have all sorts of stuff in the background. They're all shooting in one direction. So, of course, this could represent travel and distance, anything like that. It reminds me of the chariot, where it's like, all right, let's go, let's do it. Now, for some of you, you might have a future focus about you in this time, where, all right, maybe you're not paying attention too much to the past or the current. It's more about what's ahead. For some of you, that could be advice, where Spirit's like, all right, Gemini, well, maybe look a couple steps ahead, because this card can sometimes represent strategy and planning about the future, which is a good thing. But the energy's rocking and rolling, right? That's a big thing with this card. The energy is flowing and moving. So whether you're getting the urge to take some action and make something happen, I like where the energy is headed. That's the one thing I can say. Now, the only downside to this type of chariot-esque type of energy is sometimes it could push a little too hard. So there could be certain situations where maybe Spirit's like, all right, well, don't push it too hard, Gemini, kind of let it flow. So maybe there's something where you just need to let it get into the flow state and just, it's going to go how it's going to go. Don't force anything. So we're just going to let her keep taking her little travel. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the beautiful Geminis. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was really positive. The reading was titled A Massive Blessing, which was really nice because in recent times, I've been seeing a lot of ups and downs in the Gemini reading, but to me, it felt like something great was coming, like well-deserved rewards type of energy. So hopefully that came in. Now, that could be a lot of different things. It could be money, finances, work, personal relationships. To me, it felt like something well-deserved, and I really liked it. So if it hasn't come in, hopefully it comes in soon. But let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Gemini to start us off. What do we have for our good friends in early December? Yeah, options, choices, paths. I like it. 7 of Cups is a pretty good place to start. I mean, it is very cerebral. Gemini is a cerebral sign. So this doesn't concern me. If anything, it feels like comfortable. Let's get a couple more. A lot of thinking. All right. A lot of analyzing. We got the Hanged Man right here in the center. I've been seeing this Hanged Man quite a bit for a few different people, or a few different signs, pardon me. More than a few people. Let's get one more. Thank you. Yeah, what is this strategy? We saw it with the very first card. Now it's showing up in a major way in the main spread too, where there's just like this, there's something here about strategy, there's something here about planning, and it's very insistent the way it's coming through. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know I always like to look at the elements first. We have a pretty good mixture this week. So right here in the front we have water. That's the emotional realm, the inner realm, the realm of the heart, right? So it's great for emotions, nurturing, loving, caring, It's good for creativity and expressing oneself. It could also tie into personal relationships, but the water suit is classically very flowy, right? It's up, it's down, it's back and forth. Water is always flowing, it's always moving. So things could change with this energy. That's the downside to it. It could be very intense. Into the middle, we have a mixture. So a lot of people give this to Virgo, some people give it to Pisces and Scorpio too. So when I see the Hanged Man, I think of like a water earth hybrid, which is a good elemental mixture for me. So when we get this more earthy type of vibe, it talks about feelings of security. In the positive sense, it could represent money, work, business, finances. So there's good stuff here, but the only downside, and it's in the main part of the card too, is that this energy could sometimes feel stuck or get stuck. And here on the back end, we have the Two of Wands, which is fire. That's the realm of action. So the actions we take, the actions others take. Passion, drive, desire. I love it. But the only downside to fire is that it could be very unpredictable, right? It could take a left. So like that, the end energies could go either way. It's giving me that kind of vibe. It's like, all right, it could go this way or it could go that way. Let's go through and start building it out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with the Seven of Cups. So I always like to call this card the menu board of life, because to me, you see this little dude, it's like he's standing there and he's looking at the cups like, which one should I take? So it's a great card, great energy for options, choices, and paths. So for me, you might have more choices ahead or more paths ahead than you think you do when this card is here. It's always great. It's also considering something, because this card is very deep in thought, and that could be good or bad. Now, especially with all the strategy and planning we have in the rest of the reading, we'll touch base on it. Um, you might be drifting into fantasy land more than you normally do, or your mind might be extra active, which is saying a lot. Everyone knows Geminis are they're big thinkers, right? They're always considering all the different angles of different situations. And this card, sometimes you could get lost in your mind. Watch out for analysis paralysis when this is here as well. So we'll see what's up. But I do link the Seven of Cups to manifestation as well, like creating your path, what's coming up. So there's like this huge emphasis on not what's here, not what's happened, but what's still to come. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Hanged Man. He gets a bit of a bad reputation, but I see this as a pretty neutral card in a lot of ways. We see him, he's hanging there, he's chilling. He doesn't look distressed, he doesn't look like he's freaking out. The Hanged Man to me is retracted, pulled back. He's not taking any action, but he is observing. The actions that he's taking are all within. So I always say this is one of the planners, the strategists, very similar to the King of Swords in that way. Nothing gets past this Hanged Man. So whether it's Spirit saying like, hey, Gemini, keep your eye on this. Hey, Gemini, you need to look at this a little deeper. That could be a big message here. This card could also represent self-sacrifice. If you're the type of person where you put others' happiness ahead of your own, Hanged Man is one of those cards. But it's not doing much. It's kind of just sitting there. It's watching, it's thinking, it's planning. So we have the watching, planning going on here. But the big downside with the Hanged Man is that it could be in this state for too long. It's an energy that if you wait too long, you might not get the result that you want, or it's an energy that's not doing something. It's not taking action. So watch out for feeling stuck. Now, moving to the back end, we got the Two of Wands. I like this card. And similar to that very first oracle we had, this is a distance travel type of card. So again, some of you are in the midst of situations like that. Here it is. All twos in tarot represent being at a fork in the road, a crossroads. Do I go left? Do I go right? What choice do I take? How is this going to go? Heads or tails? It's like one of those, a 50-50 shot. But the biggest thing with me in this card, I already mentioned it, is strategy. Notice this person, they're holding the globe like, what way am I going to go? What's the optimal path? So there's someone planning something. Either that or Spirit wants you to. That's for sure. And I feel like I may have seen something similar for you like weeks ago, maybe a month. But I want to dive deeper on all of this, Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Gemini? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Seven of Cups. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Seven of Cups. What is happening? Thank you. And now it's, I don't want to say it's frustrating to me, but the whole reading we've been leaning towards an energy that's looking forward. This energy is not. Okay, we have the Six of Cups in the upright, the biggest card of the past. I'm not going to say this is someone that's haunted by the past, or those thoughts where it's like, oh, if I could do it over again, I'd do it this way, because I'm kind of getting that. So watch out for feelings of regret. Watch out for feelings like, if I had another shot, I'd do it this way. I mean, we all have situations that we wish we could take another crack at it. And when I see the Seven of Cups with the Six of Cups, it's like, all right, well, it happened. Something happened. But that doesn't mean it's always going to happen. Doesn't mean it's going to happen to you in the future. The past does not always dictate what's coming up. Now, the Six of Cups can also represent soul ties, soul connections, people that we're very closely bonded to. So if we put that other message to the side, when I see the Seven of Cups with the Six of Cups, this is literally like having somebody or a very specific thought process on my mind, and it's there. It's kind of like ruminating. That's how this card feels to me, especially here in the front. So watch out for rumination. There could be somebody ruminating or overthinking something as well. That's like the big vibe I'm picking up, especially the past, especially things that they've done. And I do get this little twinge of regret or wishing I could do something a little different this time. Let's keep moving. It's all good. We're going to see what the Hanged Man has for you. I really want to get to this because I feel like this is really important, especially if this one is in the past for whatever reason. And I mean, it makes sense. I mean, could it be an energy that's looping back? Maybe. Let's see what's up with the Hanged Man. I don't want to say it's a return of some kind yet. To me, it feels like it's more etheric. So why do we have the Hanged Man, please? Okay. So we have the Nine of Cups in reverse. This energy seems to shut down. It's very cloistered. It's an energy that's like really pulled back for one reason or another. It's like almost avoidant in its way. Because the Nine of Cups to me, yes, it's a card of wish fulfillment, wins and victories, but it's also very welcoming. We look at our little pal there. You know, he's happy. He has all his full cups. He's willing to share. When I see him with the Hanged Man, it's like I'm shutting down. I'm completely shutting down. So some of you, it's very similar to the Hermit, where you might be in hermit mode. Maybe someone you're dealing with is retracted, step back, and they're in hermit mode. You might not have heard from them in a while. That's very possible with this energy I'm seeing here in the middle. Uh, I am still getting this strategy. I can't let go of it. It's been too strong within the reading itself. Whether it's somebody saying, "All right, no, that won't work. Maybe I need to do it this way. I need it to be perfect." That's the big thing I'm getting here. I need it to be perfect. If I'm going to do it, it needs to be perfect and it needs to go according to plan. So we're just going to keep going. No comment on that thought process. For some people, that's the right way. Some people, maybe not so much. Because, there's always going to be something in life. Let's keep going with the Two of Wands. Yeah, it's like, I need it to be perfect. It has to go this way. There's like this plan energy. Let's see what the Two of Wands has. And there's just this rumination all over the place, all over the place. Let's see what the Two of Wands has, then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the Two of Wands here? Thank you. I mean, this energy is wanting to shift something or change it, that's for sure. So we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse underneath this Two of Wands. And normally someone might see this and they might not like that alignment. But I'll explain my thought process to you. The Ten of Pentacles is one of those very firm energies to me, where it's planted, it's set in stone. So when I see it in reverse, it's an energy of change, especially under the Two of Wands, where it's like, no, I need to switch this up. I need to change this up. If I'm going to do it, it needs to be different. It needs to be perfect. So I'm getting this huge perfectionist energy here. Someone holding themselves to a very high standard. That's how it feels to me, especially with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse underneath it. It's like, no, something's got to change. I got to change this dynamic one way or another. So hopefully this is all for the best. I'm thinking it is, especially even though the Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. I feel like it's all for the best, but the confusion is in the perfectionism and someone saying like, all right, well, how do I get there? Like, I know what I want. I know the outcome I want, but how do I get there? Like, did I mess it up in some kind of way? Or do I do it totally different? Like, oh, it always went this way in the past. Is it always going to go this way? I feel like I'm getting very specific here. So again, only take it for what it's worth for you. For some of you, if this is advice from spirit with whatever situation you're dealing with, the methodical way is the way to go. Not rushing anything and just taking your time. Even though like I do feel some type of way about the perfectionist vibe, I feel like it's actually probably the better route than just winging it, if that makes sense. But let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. So a lot of very specific messages coming through this week. So again, only take it if it hits for you or as an advice. But if you kindly look in the box, most of this reading I was talking about the future, the future, plan, strategy. But here in the front is an energy looking backwards. We have the Six of Cups with the Six of Cups clarifying the Seven of Cups. So it's very much in the brain. I'm getting a lot of ruminating, thinking about something, thought loops. And you're not the only one this week. I was getting this in other signs too. So watch out for thought loops. That's one thing. But to me, I was getting this vibe where it's like, I wish I could do it different, or I wish I could get another shot at it. Like, did I mess something up? And the past doesn't always dictate how something's going to go in the future. And somebody might be thinking that, well, like, oh, well, something went bad the last time. It'll probably go bad again. Moving to the middle, we have the Hanged Man with the Nine of Cups in reverse, fully pulled back, hermit mode to the max, where this energy is just like, whoo, it just pulls itself off the board, so to speak. Very silent, very quiet. But in the silence is a lot of strategy and planning. It's all over the place. And we'll just leave it at that. Moving to the back end, we have the Two of Wands with the Ten of Pentacles. Like, yeah, I know what I want. I know where I want to get to, but I don't know how to get there, and everything needs to be perfect. So, again, whether it's advice or whether this is someone's energy, it's shown through very strong this week. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Gemini, please? Thank you. Nice and quick. Okay. The High Priestess, cool. So it's a very mysterious type of card. She does tie in very heavily to spirituality, mysticism. She is the matron of psychics, intuitives, tarot readers, and she connects to the Pisces zodiac sign. So when I see her, she's very secretive. She's very quiet. And that kind of fits the bill with what I was seeing in the center of the reading this week as well. So whether it's from someone else or from yourself, there's just something here where there's a lot of silence, a lot of quiet. Okay. Don't take that for lack of energy or lack of movement. That's just how it feels to me. Now, a big thing with her, aside from secrecy, she's just a huge card of intuition. So for a lot of you, your gut could be telling you something, or there's some sort of energetic attachment you have that you're feeling. So if there's certain energies or feelings you're feeling, and it's like, why do I feel this way? Most likely it's probably coming from another source, because your empathy and your energetic sensitivity could be through the roof when she shows up in the shadows. So we're just going to put her down right there, Gemini. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like further clarification on your situation, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My December schedule is live right now, and the spots go quick, so go check it out, see what's available if you want to have a chat with me. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks for all skill levels, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you resonate with most? When you see it in a reading, it's like, yeah, that's me. Put your answer in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.